Welcome everyone. Join us today as we explore the life and legacy of Patsy Biscoe, the beloved Australian children's entertainer whose voice, music, and television presence shaped generations of childhood memories. So let's dive in. Patsy Biscoe, born the 21st of March 1946, in Shimla, India. Born to a British Army officer father and a civil servant mother, her earliest years unfolded during a turbulent historical moment, the partition of India, which prompted her family to relocate to Australia while she was still a child. They settled first in Sydney and later moved to Sandy Bay in Hobart, Tasmania, when she was about 9 years old. Music entered her life early. As a schoolgirl, she won a classical singing scholarship after making an unscheduled appearance at a St. Mary's College annual music festival, a moment that revealed both her natural vocal ability and her comfort performing in public. While studying medicine at the University of Tasmania, she continued to sing and play guitar, performing jazz repertoire at Sunday night jazz clubs. These early gigs sharpened her stage confidence and musical discipline. Her trajectory changed dramatically following a serious car accident while she was still studying. The crash damaged her eyesight, leaving a forehead scar she concealed with her signature long fringe, and temporarily halting both her academic path and her emerging musical momentum. During recovery, someone placed a guitar in her hands, a turning point she would later describe as life redirecting. With her medical studies interrupted while recovering, she leaned fully into music. She soon became a finalist in the Starflight 64 International Talent Quest on Australian television talent program Bandstand, gaining exposure to national audiences and industry figures. Very much in the English folk tradition, Patsy sang "I Know Where I'm Going," and although she didn't win, the appearance laid the foundation for her professional recording career. Following her bandstand visibility, Patsy recorded her first LP in Sydney in 1965 with CBS Records. At this stage she was still performing broadly across folk and popular material, developing a warm, approachable vocal style that resonated with family audiences. A perceptive music executive noticed something unique: Australian children were largely listening to imported nursery and novelty records from Britain or America, material that often felt culturally distant. Patsy's voice, Australian accent and presentation offered something relatable and distinctly local. This observation would become the cornerstone of her career. In 1966 she moved to South Australia, where opportunities in broadcasting and recording expanded. Her musical direction began to shift toward children's repertoire, not as novelty, but as thoughtful, high-quality recordings, designed to engage young listeners and families alike. Patsy's national profile rose sharply through television. She became widely known through regular appearances on children's programming, most notably, Here's Humphrey, on the 9 network, where she became a familiar and trusted on-screen presence, hosting the program from 1970 until 2008. Fat Cat and Friends, Channel 10 or SAS 10 as better known then, where she appeared as a singer and co-presenter from 1972 through to 1991. As well as additional children's shows like Channel 9's, and segments and specials, that reinforced her role as a friendly musical guide for young audiences. Her breakthrough children's recording came in the early 1970s when, heavily pregnant with her first son, she entered the studio, sat on a stool with her guitar, and recorded what would become the landmark album Patsy Biscoe Sings Your 50 Favorite Nursery Rhymes. The album achieved platinum success and established her as one of Australia's most recognizable children's recording artists. Over the next decade she released more than 10 albums of nursery rhymes, songs, and bedtime music. These records sold in excess of 500,000 copies in Australia alone, a remarkable achievement for children's music, and were distributed internationally in markets including New Zealand, the United Kingdom, China, Saudi Arabia and Thailand. Her catalogue blended warmth, clarity and sing-along accessibility. Parents trusted her tone, and children connected with her sincerity. Unlike many novelty performers, Patsy treated children's music as legitimate craft, contributing to its respectability within Australian broadcasting. Beyond recording success, she was active in public safety campaigns, notably promoting seatbelt use for children in South Australia during the early 1980s, reinforcing her reputation as a figure families could trust. Her work earned numerous gold records and industry accolades, including a platinum certification, reportedly the first such award presented in South Australia for children's recordings. In 1984, Patsy was featured in the 7th of November issue of the Port Lincoln Times, when she and Fat Cat made a surprise visit to Port Lincoln Hospital, entertaining patients in the children's ward for over half an hour. That same year, she received the South Australian Great Award in recognition of her outstanding contribution to children's television and music. On a personal note, while much of Patsy's public identity centered on her professional work, her personal life remained comparatively private. It is known that she became a mother in the early 1970s, her pregnancy coinciding with the recording of her breakthrough nursery album, and family responsibilities influenced her recording schedule and touring commitments. She is married to Dr. John Irwin, and together they settled in South Australia's Barossa Valley region. Friends and colleagues have often described her as community-minded, warm, and grounded, qualities reflected both on screen and in local involvement. After gradually stepping away from mainstream television and recording, and retiring, Patsy redirected her focus toward natural medicine. She qualified as a naturopath and became a member of the Australian Natural Practitioners Association, opening a new chapter centered on health and well-being. Her civic engagement deepened, and she served her Barossa Valley community in multiple roles, including councillor and deputy mayor on the Barossa Council, chair of the Tanunda Town Committee, vice president of the Barossa Arts Council, community radio presenter, and board member in local cultural initiatives. Her service earned recognition beyond the entertainment industry. She was listed in Who's Who of Australian Women and the South Australian Women's Honour Roll, reflecting her broader social contribution. In 2009, she was inducted into the Barons of Barossa, a fraternity promoting the region's viticulture and heritage, underscoring her integration into local cultural life. National honours followed. In 2016, she was appointed a member of the Order of Australia for services to music and the community. She also received the Major Minor Music Australia Lifetime Achievers Award in 2023, celebrating decades of influence. Today, Patsy Biscoe continues to reside in South Australia's Barossa Valley. While she no longer maintains a public performance schedule comparable to her television years, she remains active within her community and continues to support the legacy of her recordings, which still circulate among families who grew up with her music. Her life now reflects a balance of local service, personal well-being practice, and quiet stewardship of a cultural legacy that shaped generations of Australian childhoods. And there you have it, from a childhood shaped by change, to becoming one of Australia's most beloved children's entertainers. Patsy Biscoe's legacy lives on not just in awards, but in the generations of families who grew up singing along with her. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos on your favorite artists, just like this. Take care and bye for now.